A good father. A good father is one who loves the Lord, saved, and serves the Lord. But he's also leading his family. And so he's going to spend time with his family with the Bible. He's going to spend time in prayer. He's going to spend time taking them to church. And he's going to spend time giving them the right views about life. And when a man doesn't know the Lord, he doesn't have the right input into his family.
My dad is really, really caring, and he really cares a lot about his kids. And personally, I'm my dad's best friend. He's definitely that person that I go to when I need him, and he's definitely the person that I would always look up to.
Hey, good afternoon, Shauna. This is Lieutenant Watson with the K-9 Division Local Sheriff's Department. I just called to let you know we've got your husband, Robbie. Robbie's been placed under arrest for shoplifting, possession of drug paraphernalia. My team's still searching his car, so there could be other charges. Just wanted to give you a courtesy call, though, and let you know he's en route to the county jail. Probably have a bond hearing in the morning.
I was like, do what? My heart just sunk. I was like, not again. This is not happening. Not again.
I never did drugs my whole life until I was about 25 or 26. Some people we were hanging around with introduced me to pain medicine. And I was always shy and timid and uptight. So the pain medicine, it made me feel like something I'd always been missing. And then I started taking a lot more and a lot more. So then when it got to where I was spending my whole paycheck, I started stealing to pay for the drugs so I'd have money to pay my bills. When I first messed up, I got caught, so they sent me to a Suboxone clinic.
He did it, came home, stayed clean for a while.
And then I started back using again. And then I got caught again, and they sent me to my first rehab.
First rehab out of 3, first. He did it, came home, got in trouble again, went back, rehab number 2, stayed clean for a little while, and then really got in trouble.
I broke into a drug dealer's house to steal drugs, but I stole a gun instead. And in South Carolina, if you steal a gun, that's the same as committing armed robbery. I spent $10,000 on a lawyer to get me out of all this mess, and I still had to do a year's probation. So I was clean for the year probation, but somebody come to work and he was a drug addict, and I started using. This time when I started using meth and heroin. It got hard to where you couldn't get pain pills anymore, so I just used whatever. And I was stealing stuff that I didn't need for reasons I don't know, and I got caught. That
was the final straw. We're like, we can't do this anymore. We have 2 kids, and they need their daddy, and I need my husband. So our preacher said, let me see what I can do. And I believe he called Brother Willis, who put him in touch with Brother Jeff, and said, I have a church member who's desperately needing help.
Robbie came and counted days, the first few days he was here. Probably the first 10 or 15 or 20 days he was here, he was counting days.
When I got to Fairhaven, it was a little bit of a shock. Obviously, I was detoxing off of drugs, pretty hard drugs, and I was sick.
When he got to the home, he was very disgruntled. But also, he was coming off some strong drugs. And anyway, long story, Robbie got saved after he'd been to the home for a while and completely changed his life and finished the program.
I started counting down the days until I had to leave. I didn't want to leave. When you do drugs, you're trying to feel the hole that the Lord is supposed to feel. So after I got saved, I felt completely normal, and I haven't needed drugs at all. I don't even think about drugs, like ever, really. It's kind of weird. I never consider that as a possibility anymore. When I get upset, I don't think about it. Before, when I get upset, I thought about it all the time. When I got up in the morning, I think about it. Before I go into bed, I think about it. But now I took it all away, you know?
Until a man gets saved, gives his life to Christ, lets Christ rule in his life, direct him, then life is pretty vain, and it ends up really being all about them.
So it was crucial for me to get my life on track, so I don't want my kids to live like I did. And I want them to always be there for their kids.
A man who's living that lifestyle, sad to say, that's the way he's going to take his family. Well, that's what he's going to produce, and that's what we're seeing. I lived that life. I mean, I grew up in that. I saw what my father did, how it impacted our family in such a negative way. You would think that would infect your life, that you would not go that way, but that's not how it happens. After I got saved and I began to live for the Lord and go to church, and you know, a total different setting for my family than what I grew up in affected my children.
My pastor is my father, and he come from that kind of lifestyle of drugs and alcohol. And I guess I am a product of the difference the Lord can make in the life of a man personally, and then in the life of his family. That's a large reason why when the home first started, I really wanted to be involved in it, is because of his influence and the change the Lord made in his life as well.
93% of the time that a man is led in a spiritual manner, his family will follow him. 93% of the time, that's a high statistic. So we started a men's home.
When we started a home, we didn't have a place to keep them in, except we had a building here at the church, which could only house about 5 men. So we began to build a building for that, purchase land, and build a building to house the men.
When we began construction, we had no money. As a matter of fact, the man that came to prepare the soil cleaned it off and said he needed dirt, and we didn't even have the money to buy the dirt. And he found the dirt on the land, put it here, we didn't pay anything. And everything from that point on was the same way. $25,000 worth of sheetrock provided, $8,000 worth of insulation provided, labor, free labor, churches calling me wanting to come help. We've got a beautiful building that God provided every single, I went and preached revival in Ohio. The man that was in the church there provided the carpet, provided the vinyl. In this building we'll be able to have 17 beds, which will be about 60 men a year that will go through this facility. It has a commercial kitchen, it has a big bathroom, it has a laundry room, my office is here. Everything that a man would need for 90 days would be provided for him, and it would be provided through this building.
Fairhaven is a name out of the Bible, over in the book of Acts, that they came to a place called Fairhaven, a place for them to stay, to winter in, so to speak, spiritually speaking. It's a place for them in the time of coldness, deadness in their life, to be able to get a place to, get some help in. Do you get disappointed? You certainly get disappointed. Big time disappointed, but it's never changed my burden. It's as real to me today as it was when the Lord first gave it to me. I wish the success rate was 100%, but it's not near that. But we get a chance to present them with the truth and the gospel, and hopefully that seed sown will come to bring fruit later in life, because we get to sow the seed in the Word of God every day, every morning, every night, every church service, every revival, taking them to meetings. They get to hear the Word of God. They get to see people that have been changed. So yeah, it's been successful in that sense.
When Fairhaven Home for Men is finished with Jeff Crons, I want to see men with their lives changed, men back with their families, men going to their jobs every day, men having character and integrity in their life. They're trustworthy.
Our goal is to reach men so men can reach their family.